Welcome YouTube friends. We are doing a beginner strength and mobility workout on the reformer today. So this is the perfect workout for people who are new or might not have exercised in a while or just want to get the basics down. We're going to be doing some mat work on the reformer as well as some traditional reformer exercises and some modifications of those exercises for a nice short full body workout. I'm going to begin with some supine work, and I'm going to put 3 heavy springs on. Now I'm using the balanced body reformer. Those springs are marked red. If you're on the Stop Pilates or Merrithew reformer, those are going to be red as well. They tend to be a little heavier, so you can adjust accordingly. But we're really going to be using our legs for this section, so you can probably use those 3 heavy springs. Now, my headrest is down. I'm going to come down onto the carriage and place my feet on the foot bar. My foot bar is up, and I'm going to put my feet about hip distance apart. I'm going to begin just rolling out the spine. So I take a deep breath in through my nose, and then as I exhale, I'm going to tip my pelvis back, and I'm going to peel my spine away from the mat until I'm resting on my shoulder blades. Hold it up here for a second, and you should be able to feel the glutes and hamstrings working there. And just relax your shoulders, keep them open, keep the hips lifted. So we're working this bridge, kind of warming up the muscles in the glutes and hamstrings. Deep breath in through your nose, and then exhale. As you roll down, you want to round your spine again. So you want to kind of roll it down onto the mat, the reverse of coming up. And hold it at the bottom. At the bottom, there's a little space in your back between the lower back and the carriage. So exhale, roll back and peel up. Give me an inhale here at the top, and then exhale, roll down and away. Try to do this without pushing the carriage out as you do it. So rolling up, big breath in, and rolling back down. Let's do that a few more times. We're really mobilizing the lumbar and mid-back and hip joint, and we're doing some work in our glutes and hamstrings here. It's a really nice way to warm up. And let's just do 3 more. Exhale up. Inhale, roll down. Now, if you feel like your neck is back like this, you might want to just lift your headrest up a little bit, but not too much, because we don't want to be in a situation where you're up at the top and there's all this strain on your neck. So roll back down through. Now from here, I'm going to move a little bit away from the shoulder rest, so I have some room here. My feet are still on the foot bar, and I'm just going to flex up. It's kind of like a crunch. It's really the upper body start position to the hundreds. So I want to do this without lifting my tailbone up. I want to keep my tailbone heavy and then come back down. If this is bothering your neck, you simply support your head with your hands once that starts to happen and come back down. But if you can, guys, keep going. You want to come up without supporting your head until your neck muscles fatigue. They might not fatigue, but if they do, then you support your head. Because we want to start to develop those muscles. We want to start to strengthen these muscles that lift your head so that we can focus then on the abs, sliding your ribs toward your hips and then coming back down. Let's do it 2 more times. Exhale to come up. Inhale to lower back down. And 1 more time, come up. Now stay up here again. Support your head with your hands if you need to. And let's just take 1 leg off the foot bar, and you're gonna reach that leg away and bring it back in. 2, and in. 3, staying up there, and in. You're gonna exhale as you go out. Inhale as you come in. 1 more, reach, and come in. Now place that foot down, the other leg comes up, and reach it away. 1, and come in, and exhale away. 2. And in. 3. Draw it in. 4. Now don't look up, look down. That'll help your neck as well. And 5. Come on in, and then lower all the way down. Now, make sure your heels are on the bar in front of your sit bones, those 2 bones that you can feel right at the bottom of the glute there. And then push out and come back in. Exhale away. And inhale to come in. Now that we've moved our spine a little bit, kind of gave our abs a little warm up, we're going to work the bigger muscles in the legs, the glutes, the thighs, hamstrings a little bit, pressing out and coming in. You're going to exhale as you press away and then inhale to come in. And let's do that a few more times. Press out and return. Press and return. Now, you may find that this is too much resistance, but if it is, you can take it down. But we're just doing alternating. You're gonna press back with one foot and you're gonna hug one knee into your body here and then come back in. And exhale, do that on the other side. Press away on the foot bar as you hug the leg in. And then come back in. So this is gonna give you really nice stretch here. And come back in through the hip. And again, press as you pull and come in. So opposition, you're pushing with your heel, you're pulling the leg in with your arms. And one more time, press and come back in. Now, just switch your foot position so we're at the end of the ball of the foot. It's called the high half toe position. Your feet are still hip distance apart and you're still in this neutral position. Little space between your back and the carriage, and press out. And come in. Now your goal is to keep those heels lifted. So press away and come back in and press and return and reach out. So as you're pressing out, feel where the pressure is on the ball of the foot. And you want it to be between the great toe, the big toe, and the second toe the whole time. So you're not kind of rolling your foot out or in as you press out. And your knees are going to track right over the center of your feet as you come in. A couple more. And inhale. Don't forget, keep the breath flowing. And now we're going to hold it out there. And straight knees, but not hyperextended. You're going to lower the heels under and lift up. Exhale as your heels go under. Inhale to lift. So now we're going for that deep stretch in the calf. And you're gonna feel it right in the belly of the calf. Keep your legs straight, but remember, don't hyperextend them. And as you go down and up, you wanna make sure that you're staying in that same part of the ball of the foot. You're not kind of letting your foot sickle as you lift up and kind of rolling to the pinky toe. You're keeping it right between where the great toe and the second toe is. Now let's alternate. So you're gonna have to bend one knee as the other heel goes under, and just give it a second, stretch, exhale, keep exhaling. Inhale up and switch to the other side so you get this really good stretch. And come up. This is great if you're a runner or you do a lot of walking, or for those of you who wear lifted heels, high heels, you're gonna feel that stretch there. This is a really good way to not just work the calves either. It's also working through the fascia on the bottom of the foot and the little muscles in the foot and ankles. Now bring both up, bend your knees, and come back in. Let's go to second position here. So all I'm gonna do is separate the legs, turn them out, and I'm gonna go back onto my heels here. Knees track over the center of the feet and push out. This is a really good position to feel the glute work here. So that's what we wanna focus on, because that's what the glutes do. They turn the legs out and they extend the leg. And press out. And bring it back in. And we're gonna do 5 more. And return. And 4. And exhale, 3. And bring it in. 2. And 1. And bring it all the way in. Now we're gonna adjust our springs because we're gonna go into some feet and straps work. So I'm gonna take one of the heavies off. I'm gonna have 2 heavy springs on, come back down, and I'm gonna press out, and I'm gonna take the strap on my feet here, and start with your legs tabletop. Now if it's uncomfortable on your head and neck, again, you can lift the headrest up for comfort. All I'm gonna do is press the legs out, and come back in. So it's really the same movement we did when we were on the foot bar, right? Your legs are straightening and then bending. The difference here is that the ropes, your feet against the straps, is not solid, right? You can move them all around. So you have to stabilize. You have to work to keep the legs going in a straight line. So that makes it a bit more challenging. And exhale as you press away. Inhale as you return. Now I'm going to press away, and this is great for people who have tight hamstrings. You're going to lift the legs up without lifting your bum. You want to think of sinking the tailbone down and then lower back down. Breathe in, the legs come up. Get that stretch in the back. Right in the belly of the hamstring for a lot of people. Some people may feel it behind the knee. It depends on where you're the tightest. And lift Exhale, lower. You're gonna feel that the pelvis wants to tip back and your lower back wants to smash down into the carriage. Don't let that happen. Try to maintain that little space between your lower back and the carriage, and you're gonna feel that increase in the stretch in the legs. Now lift them up, take them wide and circle them around. Inhale to come up, exhale to pull them around. Make it a fluid movement. Now you're getting really good hip mobility here. You're opening the legs out, getting a good inner thigh stretch, and then pulling around, working the hamstrings, stretch, and work. One of the great things about Pilates is you get that strength work and mobility work combined. 2 more. And bring it around, and just 1 more time. Up, and bring it around. Now bend your knees, take a strap off one foot, reach for the foot bar, hold on to it as you take the other strap off, and then come on up to a seated position, and we're gonna do a little back rowing. So I'm gonna take my foot bar down. Now, you can do this anywhere from 1 heavy to 2 heavy. I'm gonna split the difference, and I'm gonna go 1 heavy and 1 light, or 1 red and 1 blue. Then I'm gonna sit here on the carriage and make sure I've got some room behind me, about a hand's width distance. For today, I want you to take your legs on the outside of the shoulder rest. Now, if you're really mobile, you can take them on the inside and rest them on the headrest, but this will help for people with tight hips. Hang on to the straps here in your hands and sit tall. And what I want you to do is just kind of pull the straps into your chest, like that. Then we're just gonna change our hand position and palms up. So you're gonna pull back and come forward. So it's like a low row here. And as you do that, I want you to lift your chest, lift up, and then come back. So you want to feel like your sternum is pulling up to the ceiling, your shoulders are pulling back, and you're getting a really good engagement through all the muscles across the upper back. Pull back, breathe in here, and exhale forward. And again, breathe in, and exhale forward. 1 more just like that, then we're going to change our arms a little bit, make it a little bit harder. So now what I want you to do is turn the palms down. Then when you bend your elbows, they'll come out to the side, but not too high. Drop them just below shoulder level and come forward. And same thing, pull back, lift your chest, and come back to the center. And again, inhale, pull back, lift, and come forward. 3 more, pull back, big inhale. And notice I'm giving it just a little pause back here so it can really feel all those muscles engaged. And 1 more time, pull back, lift, and back in. Now, double check and make sure you haven't scooted back. You've got room behind you for our roll down. Breathe in, sitting tall. Exhale, roll down, and as you roll down, tip the pelvis back and pull your hands into your chest. Now, I don't want to sink all the way down so I don't have a connection here. I'm just rolling kind of halfway down. Then just come back up from there. And again, exhale down. And inhale, come up. And again, exhale, roll down. This should feel really good. We're kind of strengthening the abs here while we're mobilizing that lumbar spine. Exhale back. You want to get your glutes involved too. So they're going to be pulling the hip bones underneath, pulling your sit bones toward the thigh. And 1 more time. Exhale back and come back up. Now just sit tall, turn your palms up, and we roll back. Now what I want you to do is, with that straight spine, hinge back. And as you hinge back, you're just doing a bicep curl. And then come back up. So you're leaning back and you're doing a bicep curl. Elbows are aimed forward though, not tucked down. And come back up. Again, hinge back. This is the start of a lot of exercises as we move forward and progress. So it's really important that you feel what it's like to hinge back. And as you hinge back, you're moving from the pelvis here, it's tipping back, rather than rounding your spine. So back and forward. Now stay back there. Elbows forward. Hold your body in that position, but give me 5 bicep curls. Curl in 1. And reach forward. Exhale 2. Shoulders stay open. And 3. You feel like you have your abs drawn in nice and tight all the way around. 4. Let's go to 8. 5. and exhale. 6, and again. 7. Let's do one more, and you're gonna hold that bicep curl, and then just rise back up onto your sit bones. Okay, now, from here, we're gonna go down and spring. I'm actually gonna take the resistance down to just one heavy spring. Keep my legs where they are, and I'm gonna hold on to the opposite strap. We're gonna get a little rotation in here. So sitting tall, you're gonna pull back like that row we did before, and you're gonna look back over your shoulder and come forward. And again, pull back and look, and come forward. Pull back. Think of sitting tall on these and growing. You're not gonna grow, but that's the image. And then what I want you to think about is keeping your weight centered on your hips, on your glutes, not leaning from one side to the other. Spiraling up. 3 more. Pull and turn. Use that other arm, the free arm, and reach it forward for more rotation. 2, and 1. Turn. And back. Beautiful. Okay, let's switch. Grab the strap, sit tall, turn and look back, and forward. And inhale. And forward. If it feels better to exhale, that's fine at this level. I just don't want you to hold your breath. Back and forward. 4 more. 4. And bring it forward. Pull back. 3. And 2. And one more time. Pull, turn, and back. Beautiful. All right, now, we do a lot of planking in Pilates, but it's really hard to start on the foot bar with all the carriage moving and all that stuff. So I want you to add a few springs. So I'm adding 3 heavy. We're not going to be moving the carriage. We're just using it for support. And then I'm going to put my hands on the carriage and my feet on the floor. And I'm going to come into a plank. So this plank is actually easier than on the floor because my upper body's lifted. There's more weight on my legs than my arms. So it's a really good way to kind of make sure that I am doing a plank to the best of my ability and having the joints in the right place. So what I want is not hyperextended elbows. I want them to be soft, and I want to kind of turn them backward a little bit. Then, instead of placing all the weight on the heel of my hand, I want to feel like I'm pressing into my fingertips equally. And that's going to help me disperse that energy throughout. I want to make sure that my hips aren't piked, that they're actually down and I'm in one strong line. My inner thighs are squeezing together, my glutes are squeezing, my abs are pulling in, thinking belly into your spine. And just lower down if you can, or hold that plank. And let's do a push-up and press back up. Remember, you can just hold the plank if this is too much for you. Lower down with control and up. And notice the elbows go back at about 45 degrees. Lower down with control and press back up. Let's just do 2 more. Lower and lift, and one more time. Lowering down and pressing up. Okay, from here we're gonna have a seat, and I'm gonna take a couple of these springs off. So I'm going to just a 1 heavy spring, and I'm gonna sit on the carriage. Now you can either, for this first one, fold your legs in front of you, or you can take them out either together, or if your hips are a little tight, you can open them up. We're gonna have our straps, and we're gonna do a stretch now after what we just did. So hold the straps in your hand, palms up, reach forward, open the arms out to the side, come back in front with the arms and down. Try to keep the spine lengthened here. So nice and tall. Reach forward. Now open, exhale, and then inhale as you bend your elbows back behind you. Exhale forward. Inhale to open. Exhale, close. After our push-ups, this should feel like a really nice stretch here. Reach and open, close, and in. One more. Reach and open out, close, and in. All I'm gonna do is fold one leg in, and the other leg is open to the side, and I'm gonna turn toward that side a little bit. I'm gonna reach my arms out and flex out over it, and then come back up. And again, exhale, round over that leg, reaching the arms as far as you can. And then stack back up. So you turn toward the side the whole time. And 3, reach. And come back up. Think of reaching the heel forward. And reach out over that leg. And back up. Let's switch. So the other leg is straight and it's angled toward the corner of the carriage. Opposite leg is folded in and I have a little rotation so that I can reach out over that leg. And inhale, come back up. And again, exhale over. And inhale, come back up. And 3 more. Reach out. And come up. 2 more. Reach away. Inhale here. Remember, don't hold your breath. 1 more. Reach. And come back up. Now let's take both legs out again where they were. Open. And just go to the center here. So our spine stretch forward. Reaching out. And then come back up tall. And exhale, reach out. And inhale, return. Stretch those arms over the legs. Reach the heels away from you. And think of the abs pulling back in. So our spine stretch forward 1 more time. Reach away. And then come all the way back up. Okay, now let's put those back here. And we're gonna bring our foot bar back up. We're gonna keep the spring the same, and I'm gonna go into a single thigh stretch, but this is really about stretching. So I don't want a lot of resistance on there. I'm gonna come into a lunge position here, and I'm just gonna sink down first. As I sink down, I wanna keep the glutes tight and the abs pulled in so I get that increased stretch on that hip flexor on the leg that's behind me. And then I press back, adding a little hamstring in, come forward and up. Let's do that again. Sink, stretch back. So if you sit for long periods of day, this is your best friend to reverse that, to really kind of lengthen the hamstrings and the hip flexors and make your body happy again. Let's do 3 more. Press back, forward and up. 2 more, sink and press. Come forward and up. 1 more, down and back. The feet are pressing away, the arms are just relaxed there. And let's jump on over to the other side and do that same thing here on the other side. My rope got caught there. So, sinking down first. Glutes are engaged, abs are pulled in, you're getting that nice stretch across the hip flexor. And from there, I'm gonna press back. And then come forward and up. And again, sink, press back, forward and up. Remember, don't push with your arms here. You want your feet pushing apart. You want to keep your hips square, forward and up. And 1 more. Press. This should feel really good. Oh, we did a couple more on the other side, so I think we have 2 more here. And down and just get that stretch. This is your reward. And come forward, and 1 more time, sinking down, getting a good stretch back there. And come forward. Now we're gonna get a little side bend in here. So what you can do is just have a seat, and you can turn your legs back this way if you like, or if you wanna make it a little easier on your knee, you just turn them this way. Scoot close, so you're kind of close to the carriage edge of that reformer, like near the springs, and then just stretch over. So this is kind of a variation on our mermaid. This is really good for lats and obliques. And again, press over. Inhale to come up. And again, you're gonna press right over. And as we're finishing up here, guys, if you like this, I really would appreciate you hitting the like button and also subscribing to our channel so you see when all the workouts are released. Now let's turn to the other side and do that same thing here. We're just pressing over here, reaching up and over and coming back. And let's do it again. Reach over and up. Press and reach. Exhale, inhale back up. And 1 more time. reach over, and come up. All right, that's the end of the workout, but I wanted to talk to you about a couple things. Number one, I hope you enjoyed this workout. It's a little longer than what we normally do on YouTube, but I wanted to give you a good sample of the types of workouts and my teaching style if you'd like to join me over on John Garey TV. On John Garey TV, we have hundreds of workouts, and we have really cool series of exercises. For instance, we have a couple of beginner series where we do 10 to 12 to 18 workouts, and you can progress from one workout to the next, and they're all about 45 minutes long, so they're full length. You get a really good start to your Pilates practice, and then you can move on to our intermediate series, our athletic challenges. I think you'll really like it. So be sure to check out johngareytv.com, download our app, and also join me over on Instagram where we post just about every day. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye, buddy.